Yeah. See.
Oh, I should host.
Ready to do this?
Yes.
My microphone isn't muted this time.
It's always good.
You're gonna look up? You ready?
I'm ready. I'm hosting this, so I'll look up while I host. You're good. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, that was a hard cut. Hey, welcome to another GlitchFeed podcast. I'm your host, Troy, joined by the ever lovely Sarah.
Hi.
We're here to talk about Sony. Well, we're here to talk about a lot of things. Right, Sarah?
Yeah, I have the list right up here, Troy. It looks like we got a lot to cover today.
We got some stuff to cover.
I'm not sure if we can handle it all right here, but we got a lot of good content.
We got
I think we're gonna have a great day.
A lot.
It's gonna be a great one today.
A good one. A good day today. Really a great day for news, as we call it here. The weather could not be nicer. The news could not be newsier. Let's jump right into it. What are we talking about today? What are we playing today, Sarah? Let's start there.
Well, I'm planning on playing Rumblin later.
That's not
that game.
Nope. I mean, like, what are we playing right now?
The game of life, Troy.
Okay, other
that
than
casual game of us flirting with each other, but not really.
I mean, there is the ever questioning game of our relationship and dynamic. But that, again, not what I'm talking about. Still not what I'm talking about. What's in the thumbnail? What are we playing? What does it say on Twitch? What are we playing?
Soccer cars. We're
Soccer
playing
cars.
soccer cars.
We're playing big old soccer cars with fists now. So Rocket League just released its big update, probably one of its biggest updates, I would say.
Did you buy the DLC?
I
I'm
don't.
a little behind.
Like what DLC? Chaos Run?
Yeah, I'm a little behind on my
Supersonic
DLC.
Fury?
A little behind on my DLC.
Well,
Let's
you're
see
in
how many
luck.
I need to buy. Oh my god, I'm so behind.
You're in luck because this was a free update to
Okay.
Rocket League. So what they added quickly, they added in a new game mode called Rumble. We've covered it a couple times in the Daily Glitch. It basically added power-ups and really power-ups, which is something that Rocket League I didn't think needed. But now that they're here, I love them. I absolutely love them.
Well, like it took everything that was good in the whole mutators test labs and was like, here's just a whole game mode for you to just have fun, mess around. It's like kind of like I would say it looked a lot like Mario Kart.
Just
Same
a
with the Mario.
garbage time, just rumble.
So
of
let's play
fun.
it.
Let's play it. While I'm setting this thing up,
Sit in my nice chair.
real quick, let me turn the audio on this pretty much off, because I'm sure it's loud. Somebody can let me know in the chat if the noise on Sarah's okay.
No
if
one's
Sarah's...
watching us live.
People are watching us live. We got some people watching us live, Sarah. We're kind of a big deal.
I mean, yeah, we're almost close to 1,000 followers on YouTube.
Almost. We were getting. We're really good. We're edging on that pizza roll number. Quickly.
I will not be any part of that.
You'll be a part of it. You'll be watching, probably commentating. You'll probably be on Skype.
Knowing us, the internet will probably break.
Probably. So let's make sure that's working, and let's go ahead and transition. God, I love.
The formatting probably changed because you copy pasted that, and it had formatting from the website.
What website?
Polygon.
It did, yeah. And it was really annoying. But that's later on. So we're gonna play Rocket League here. Start the game up with the new mode. Play online. Oh, two things. One thing they added quickly while we're here is the customized presets for the garage. So now you can actually customize your car into presets, so that you can save stuff and like save your configurations. I don't know. I thought that was really cool. It's just a nice touch, a nice thing that they didn't have before. So
That's for people who play a lot and have unlocked stuff. I am not one of those people.
Well, it's that, and like if you just have a certain like color configuration you really like, but you want to switch cars, you can do that really quickly. So jump into Rumble. we're gonna play a game here while we're talking about some other stuff.
So how do you feel about the fact that Overwatch did Rocket League?
Sorry, I was sneezing. What was that question?
How do you feel about the fact that Overwatch did Rocket League?
Overwatch did Rocket League. Oh, the Lucio
game.
ball. I thought it was fun, actually. It was a neat mode. It was a little bit different. It was kind of a departure from their like more serious shooter modes, obviously. It was just silly enough that it was fun.
Did they usually let you play around and practice? There we go.
Yeah, we're starting the matches. Waiting for a computer apparently to connect. So every
I'm defense. I should not be defense.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
How do I zoom? There you go.
It's fine. There.
Are you sure it's okay?
No, it's fine. They already scored. So every 10 seconds you get a power up from a small list. Obviously, we're not very good, so this will probably not go well.
How do I use my power up?
I believe it's clicking in the left or right stick. I forget. I will tell you the second you see it.
Whoa! What the heck happened there?
He jumped out of the way. You jumped out of the way.
No!
Whole thing. It's a whole thing. Hopefully. All right. So I just got freeze ball power up.
L3.
So yeah. So left stick. So I can freeze the ball out of the air until someone touches it. That guy just had a magnet. There's some other cool stuff you can do. So there's a super fist. This one's pretty cool. It boots the ball really hard and it explodes anyone who touches me. Which is kind of neat. If I can actually hit somebody.
Well, I tried.
I tried to block it. It did not work. I was not very good at that block. Yeah, so it's super... I tried really hard there. It's just a silly mode, Rocket League Rumble. Let's talk about something else while we're playing. Hopefully something we can able to talk about. Just announced, I think, yesterday, I believe. Yeah, it would have been yesterday.
Hold on a second. We got a question. What is GlitchFeed?
What do you mean, what is GlitchFeed?
Someone found us in a tweet. Oh, someone teleported me. God damn it.
Yeah, one of your tweets, I would imagine. I scored. Yay!
People follow me? Hi,
Yeah.
GlitchFeed is a gaming news podcast, and we're about to talk about some news. So
Yeah, we
stick
are.
around while we play terrible game. Like, we play terribly.
Play
Let me talk about
good
news.
game terribly, and then talk about news. That's pretty much what we're doing here.
So, the For Honor
Closed alpha this weekend, lasting from, I believe it's Thursday till
Monday.
Till Sunday, Monday, I believe. I think I might have just scored on myself. I did.
Damn it. This person... Oh, I have a giant fist. Yes.
That was an awesome
Punch
one.
someone.
So,
I had to hit someone, though, right?
Is it the yellow one or the red one?
It's the yellow one.
You get like really fast, and you can you hit the ball really hard, and you can explode people when you hit them.
Okay.
So the closed alpha for
I don't have any more.
For Honor, just announced you can play 2 classes from each faction. If you don't know what For Honor is, excuse me, it's the new combat shooter game, or not shooter game, kind of team combat game from mother effer, from Ubisoft. It looks a lot like the old like Chivalry.
Dynasty Warriors.
What?
What are you
Okay,
doing?
Dynasty
Jesus.
Warriors, I guess. I was gonna say like Chivalry, Medieval Warfare, those kind of games.
Yeah, but it's like it reminded me of a hack and slash.
I just scored on myself again. I just scored on us. That's the second time. Nay, the third. It's a hack and slash sort of, but it's a little more tactical combat, I think. In the vein. Did you ever play Chivalry? Maybe we'll start there.
No.
Did you ever play? All right. That's why you have no idea anything about it. It looks really awesome. I've been excited for it for a while since I first saw it. I think last E3, I'd imagine. I think is when that was. But it looks absolutely fantastic, and I got closed alpha access. I think we're working on getting you closed alpha access. We'll
that's
be cool. Depending on how the news looks on Friday, we might have a live play of that if there's nothing else going on.
Nice job, Keto.
But it looks absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, they didn't. That's the thing I saw. They don't have any sort of like they don't care. People can stream if they want.
Yeah, no NDA on this one. They had a closed alpha, like a private pre-alpha thing for a little while, for like kind of key community people. But this is the first like.
Not us. That's weird.
No, like, well, yeah, it is weird. But this is the first. This is the first like public-ish test for non-Ubisoft people, I guess, if you will.
And press.
And yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I would imagine press would be included in that little bucket.
Oh,
Yay!
shit. What up? That was great.
That's pretty awesome. I got a really good shot of that. So yeah, we're going to be checking that out. There's 3 modes, the 1v1 duel, the 2v2 brawl, and the 4v4 dominion modes.
That was them.
Those will all be playable on 3 maps, 1 from each faction. So there's like a Viking map, there's a knight map, and I think there's a samurai map, if you will.
Bushido! Man, everyone's scoring on themselves in this game.
Goal from the F. Yeah, so it's are you as excited about For Honor as I am, or is it?
Honestly,
just me?
I think I'd like it. I just haven't looked into it a lot. To be fair, there's a lot of other games by Ubisoft I'm more excited for, such as Steep. I'm very excited for Steep, and then South Park. I really want to get into South Park as well, and of course Watch Dogs.
Yeah, Watch Dogs too. I'm actually surprisingly excited for, despite not liking the first one. The second one actually looks better, which is kind of cool. I'm glad that's a thing.
Finish it, boys. What up?
Nice score. Yeah, that's what that fist can do. It's actually pretty awesome.
Watch it.
Pong. Nice.
Tie game, boys. Yeah, I mean, Steep, I'm so excited for that game. I actually haven't seen a lot of recent footage after E3, but it's everything I want in a game right now. Like, I am so excited for that.
You want SSX 4, basically?
Essentially, yes. Oh, no.
Whee! Yeah,
it is SSX
like...
4 that what they promised us actually as a game. Without, like, the competitive thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no! So it's like, SSX 4 was a lot of, like, scale the mountain, be competitive,
Oh, SSX 4 was actually a game.
Yeah, it was. SSX
I meant like just the revival of SSX.
Well, SSX 3 was it was a mountain that you kind of could go down the mountain casually.
Yeah.
But it was all like you go to different zones, and in those zones you have like.
Yeah, you have tasks to do. You have the trick challenge. You have the.
Yeah, and then SSX 4 was like you go to it like kind of almost did less in terms of that like. It was like, here, we're going to get rid of the whole mountain. You're just going to travel to places and just have a giant map, which is fine.
Shit.
Oh, God, that's tornado, please.
Yeah, watch out. It'll throw you around. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad Steep will bring back that kind of action sportsy kind of thing to it.
But, like, that's the thing, though, is it's not very action sportsy, though. It's very much more about the casual. Like, you can compete against people.
I guess more like the action sports is in the subject matter, like snowboarding,
shit.
than, like, actual worrying about the sports.
Yeah, well, this is a good snowboarding game, like kind of like, I guess the last thing we saw was Skate. In terms of, like,
I love Skate. What a great series.
I think that was the last big one, yeah.
Well, you had Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 or whatever the recent one was that was not good. The one that was functionally broken.
Those are both skateboarding games, and we haven't really seen anything in terms of. Oh, I missed it.
Got it.
We haven't really seen anything in terms of like a nice snowboarding game.
Oh God, yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen anything good. I think there had to have been one, like, at some point that we were forgetting, but...
SSX 4 came out, like, 4 years ago or 5 years ago. It was, like, the reboot of that franchise.
Yeah, I guess it was. I guess it was on Next Gen.
Oh, I got a Witcher antenna.
I got a Penny Arcade one. Nice. All right, so let's take a quick break to the menu here so we can chat for a second.
Let me see when SSX came out.
Yeah, figure that out while I introduce our next topic. So, as you might be aware, Sony had a 2005. That's a long time ago.
I'm sorry. It's been a while. Is there a new one? Hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah, just Google for me most recent snowboarding game. That probably won't give us the result we want, but...
It was just called SSX or Amped 3.
Amped 3, I remember. I remember that series.
Amped 3 came out in 2005.
Okay, never mind. That would have all been like Xbox 3, like early Xbox 360.
They were like kind of the big releases.
I remember SSX Tricky, which I think was SSX 2, was on GameCube.
And that was old. Like that came out PS1.
PS2.
PS2. That was the first one I played.
It was out in the GameCube era.
HG the rock the rum. That's right. All time is tricky.
Sorry, I was dancing.
Tricky. That was the best part, and I was so good. I sucked at the racing, but I was so good at
the trick mode, score
tricky.
mode. So let's talk about Sony. I think we should talk about Sony. I think it's time that we have a discussion about Sony. So last week, that was last week. Wow, that was a whole week ago. Sony announced the PS4 Pro. Officially. We knew it was happening. We knew everything about the Neo. Now it's called the PS4 Pro. They also announced something in the first 2 minutes of the show. Sarah, why don't you tell them what that was?
They announced the Slim.
Is real.
Well, you know what? My argument was that it was weird that there was only one leaked version of it. And I thought that was really strange. So I couldn't believe it 100%. That was my argument. Also, I don't want too glossy.
Look at that. It was true. The PS4 Slim is going to replace the base model of the PS4. I believe the price point, and I was Googling this, and I dropped off.
$299 and then $399?
Thank you. Yes, $299 for the base model, which is the Slim. As well as the PS4 Pro is going to launch at $399, which is actually a very good price point, I feel like, for what this is. Sort of. All of the PS4s, one big update, all PS4s will support the new HDR video rendering.
I believe it updated already.
Via software update from devs. I believe it has to come per title.
It does have to come per title, but I believe the system update that PlayStation just pushed out.
Yes, that was the intro for it, basically, the firmware settings for it. But each dev has to push their own HDR if it doesn't already exist. Like I think they said Uncharted was already patched for it. Some other probably like first party games are probably already ready for it. But there was a weird moment in the middle where there was the possibility that this would be locked behind a paywall for some users based on the game. Essentially, like Sony wouldn't say with certainty, no, developers can't charge for HDR patches. There's an article on Polygon about it. The representative for Sony told Polygon, I'm quoting from their article, that their company, quote, will not charge consumers for patches. They've asked Sony to clarify whether that applies to only games published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, and will update when they hear back. They never did. Essentially, developers, Jack Sipich, founder of developer Absinthe Games, said in a NeoGAF post that developers, quote, are not allowed to charge you for patches or PS4 Pro feature updates. So it sounds like everyone but Sony has said, nope, we won't charge you for patches. We won't charge you for the HDR paywall. But Sony just hasn't said it outright of, no, we won't. No one's going to charge you for it. So it's like an 80.
They did though, didn't they?
I don't know if this...
They updated the article.
That was the update that I just read. That was at the top of it.
Yeah.
That they had gotten confirmation from like NeoGAF, or not on NeoGAF from developers, but not from Sony themselves. At least that was the last update that I read on that article, unless there was another one. But it seems like a non-issue. It sounds like the HDR will be available for everybody on all PS4s, including the old model. But the PS4 Pro is going to support the HDR right out of the box, as well as 4K video streaming. It has a faster processor, ability to play games at a steady 60 FPS at 1080p. The hardware has more than double the GPU of the previous model and will include a 1 terabyte hard drive. The actual presser itself was really heavy on like, look how great this game looks in 4K. Look how great this is in HDR, which was totally lost to anybody not in that room. They basically streamed on Twitch and on YouTube and all their other channels, but unless you're watching a 4K stream on a 4K TV, which doesn't exist, the 4K stream that is, there's no way you can appreciate or tell the difference between any of the video. still going to render even the 4K picture is going to render down to 1080. And even then it was a picture of a picture half the time. So the press conference itself was I feel like a little bit of a dud. What do you think? What do you think, Sarah?
I stopped paying attention halfway through.
You did. You were gung-ho excited about it. You were hoping there was going to be new Mass Effect stuff.
No, I wasn't really that excited about it, to be honest. I just thought I was more excited about the fact that a lot of people were, for example, the Mass Effect, where they're basically like, oh, I better get ready. It's like, wow, they actually might be showing stuff that isn't, the system, which was interesting to me because some developers do save it. For example, Square Enix has always saved their stuff for the Japan
Tokyo Game Show,
which
I think is this week or next week.
Yeah, so I mean, like that's a big thing, and then we have a lot of people save stuff for the PlayStation event as well. But I mean, honestly, I walked into it and I made this whole rant, and I did the daily glitch on that. Like we had this conversation a while ago when they first announced the rumors, when we first heard rumors of it, is that this is a strange event that occurred where it is a mid-generation update. Like it's not a new system. Usually when we get stuff like this, it's a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, like a jump to a new system, all these big bells and whistles. So a lot of people being disappointed and being like, well, I guess I'm not going to update. It's kind of like, well, if you're not the target audience that they are pushing this towards, you probably shouldn't update. They're specifically pushing it towards people that have a 4K TV, people who want to use the PlayStation VR, even though they didn't say it. This is a lot of stuff for the VR to work, and they're pushing it towards people who have been waiting. The laggards. We both took all of those classes in communications and marketing. Is that
the laggards?
Yeah, the late majority and the laggards, the people that haven't bought into the system yet for whatever reason they've decided not to. And so there are people who sat there and they're like, my PlayStation broke. This is I waited till a new one came out. That's also a target audience. So it's not for someone like me who has a PlayStation 4, who's happy with it. The only reason I might have to buy it is because I made a promise to buy VR to my stream. So
look at you making promises with other people's money.
I'm kind of upset about that, to be honest. I'm upset because pretty much the PlayStation VR is not going to perform as it should on my PlayStation 4. And that sucks.
I don't think that's going to be the whole case. I think it'll run just fine on all PS4s. I think that would be a silly model if that didn't, if that wasn't the case.
Well, that's like, for example, Hyrule Warriors coming to the 3DS. It ran okay on the 3DS.
Sure.
It ran great on the new 3DS.
That's a good point.
So it's a lot of the whole processing of, for what little I know, I've had conversations with people who are much more knowledgeable about this stuff than me, is that it's supposed to, because of the VR, it's supposed to run 90 frames per second for the system. And so that's where it could that's where the updated CPU and GPU and all of that stuff that the PlayStation 4 Pro is coming out with is actually going to help with that stuff too. Yeah. But it's such like a minor thing that if I wasn't going the VR route, or if I didn't have a 4K TV or whatever, just go for the freaking Slim if you're buying a new system, or just wait until the next generation if there ever is another generation.
Pretty much. I think that's you hit the nail on the head. They've said that basically if you don't own a 4K TV or even an HDR TV, there's really no reason to buy a PS4 Pro in their eyes.
And a lot of people,
of course, they're confident that VR will run equally on everybody, but
right. And there are a lot of people who went into it expecting a new generation, and now they walked out of it like, I'm disappointed, that sucked, and I'm like, that's because you weren't the target audience.
Pretty much.
Like, or the funny thing was how much, and my friend showed me Boogie's video, his video of how everyone was making fun of Sony.
Yeah.
And Microsoft's immediate response was like,
fucking vicious Microsoft tweet that came after.
Like
God, that was good.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, it is a competition, and I guess Microsoft can finally, puff up their chest for still sucking in the sales to be like, hey, this mid-generation update, we're better. But,
their mid-generation update, their Xbox One S, crushed sales numbers the month it came out. So people are buying it.
People haven't bought Xbox Ones yet. I mean, of course, their sales numbers are going to be so much higher. The amount of Xbox Ones that have currently sold versus PlayStation, it's going to stabilize. Like, PlayStation's not going to sell a lot, and Xbox is going to catch up because more people like me are sitting there like, oh, maybe it's time to finally buy an Xbox so I can get that exclusive content because it's cheap. They updated their system. That's how I got a 360. I bought it mid-generation.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's not like, I feel like people looking at the current time, yes, Xbox is going to dominate, but also Xbox has been shit since it launched. So PlayStation has been dominating, and maybe it's time that PlayStation has lost their momentum and Xbox can finally catch up, as it should work in a two-party like network. I don't know. But I do think it's interesting because the next big thing now is the NX.
Right, that's gonna be the next. I think that I feel like the NX is going to be the true generational
I'm
jump.
so fucking obsessed. I'm upset about it already. I'm not happy with the NX direction.
Really?
To be honest.
Have we talked about the NX that much on the podcast?
No, we haven't. Do
you want to?
We can, yeah.
All right, let's do it. Wait. Before we transition, one last thing on Sony. There was also announced this past week that the PS4 will not receive any of Bethesda's new mod support for their games, both Fallout 4 and...
I thought it was just community mods.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Like, that it still could officially receive Bethesda, like, official mods. Or
well, those are called DLC.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm sure NVIDIA's mod will make the cut.
No. Unless they put it out unless they package it as DLC. But there will be no community mods on PlayStation 4, according to Bethesda, essentially saying that Sony wouldn't let them run it how they want to run it. Whether that be, they're kind of vague about the specifics of it, whether that was a software restriction, a hardware restriction, or a marketplace restriction, like they wanted to run it off of the Bethesda page. It was a little unclear, but...
Yeah, from what I understand, Sony is pretty tight about certain things.
Yes.
Like, I know a few people have tried to go to Sony. Like, that's why, like, you see a lot of people that take a long time to jump to Sony. Like, for example, Don't Starve Together finally went to Sony, or people start on Sony and then try to go other directions. It's because, I mean, as they should, developing things specifically for Sony is, like, that's why we don't have a lot of communication between, like, Sony and Xbox, because they want to protect that.
Right.
But I feel like this is a poor move.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely is. It's whether, and it's hard to say, like, whether Bethesda was being unreasonable or Sony was being, like, who was really the breaking point for this whole argument. But yeah, it's not a great move when Xbox can say, hey, we have one platform, soon to be two platforms that have community made content and mods, and there probably will be even more when the Play Anywhere program expands. So, and it's like one more round in the gun for the Xbox.
Wait, Tokyo Game Show must be this weekend.
It's very soon.
Because they're dropping trailers.
Yeah, I think it's this weekend.
It's got to be this weekend if they're dropping.
Polygon has already got some coverage on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, full schedule is out, I don't know, 2 days ago. So yeah, I think it's this weekend.
Okay, so let's jump to NX.
All right, let's start talking about the NX.
I am not very happy about this. Specifically, really? I don't know how I feel about the whole portable direction.
Really?
It's great because Nintendo needs to do it, but it just feels like there's this weird, is this the next 3DS? Is 3DS still happening? If it's portable and then goes to mod, like, it makes more sense for that, but it's just like, it feels very strange. It also feels like they're going to lose a lot of stuff if they go portable, because they're basically, I'm looking at it in terms of the 3DS capabilities of having something on the 3DS versus having something on the Wii U. It's like, you're going to lose stuff for that, but maybe that's how Nintendo needs to be. And then they're going to lose their third parties because they're just going to be this portable empire.
Well, let's be totally upfront. Their third party game is shit. Like, since the Wii, their third party games have been terrible.
The NX that isn't what's covered. Back. Like, and then, like, Ubisoft, I think the Ubisoft guy said that the NX is the most innovative thing and it's actually going to change the market, and that they're very interested in it.
Well, I think if it's one of the issues, obviously, is they haven't announced anything official on it. There's been no specs, there's been no information, there's nothing. So we can't even, it's hard to be able to hold it up and say, like, this is going to be great because X, Y, and Z. We only have, like, rumors and product information and manufacturing details. We don't have anything concrete. So we can say a lot of, like, if it has this, it'll do great. If it has Y, it'll do great. But it's tough to kind of nail it down. I think the portable aspect is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I think if they first off, they run the portable space.
Right.
Between them and mobile, they run the train. I mean,
Yeah, they don't. They have what, like PlayStation Portable?
Well, the PSP,
the only person
Vita,
playing that is
Greg Miller. And his little Vita Island cronies. But they've run the handheld game since the Game Boy, the original Game Boy. Mm-hmm. Frankly, I mean, there has not been really a big competitor. The PSP for a short time, but if they can nail, they know how to nail a portable console. I think can they nail putting the portability, the power of a full home console into the portability factor of a handheld? And I think they absolutely can with tablet technology where it's at right now, with the screen quality and the pixel density and processing power. These microprocessing powers have ratcheted up significantly. And I think if they figured out how to leverage those things, they'll be able to produce a device that can output just as good of quality as, the original Xbox One or the original PS4, the baseline. But put it in a package that people can literally just walk around and play and experience anywhere.
Because if they do that, I probably would buy it. But I'm just like, I guess the whole thing is the unknown and all these rumors. I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
I saw an article like Reggie Fils-Aimé was like.
You want to play a game?
What? How to pronounce his name?
No, you want to play a game?
Oh yeah, sure. League? Sorry. I think he even mentioned like, we don't want to repeat the problems that we had with the Wii U, like marketing the Wii U. And I'm like, you're not repeating the problems because you're not saying anything about it. Like, you can't. They said the Wii U was poorly marketed when it first came out, and it was a confusion among people what it was. And I feel like if they're targeting a 2017 release for the NX, they probably should start telling us what the heck it is. Because you're not going to get consumer buy-in and buzz about your product if you announce it 3 months before it launches. And furthermore, like, I feel like if the fact that Ubisoft, for one, doesn't know doesn't have a clear idea of what's going to be on the NX or what the NX is going to be able to do, means that they haven't even had time with the hardware, which means there won't be any third-party games developed for it for multiple years.
Yeah, I don't think I think they haven't even given it to developers yet. Dev kits aren't really. I mean, they couldn't have, because I feel like we would hear so much more. Like, the only thing we've gotten is Just Dance. Like, it's the only games we have are Just Dance and like Hyrule or like Zelda. Like,
shit. That was me again.
That's the weird thing. Oh, I have a dog. Hi.
I think that's spot on. Like, that's the fact that they haven't. That big developers. That's the thing. We would have heard a lot more about it. We would have had a lot more concrete product information and developer information if devs had their hands on it.
And maybe that's a strategy too. I mean, that's the thing, is that they can get away with that because they have so many big in-house IPs. They already said that like a new Pokemon game by Game Freak, the people that originally created the game.
Yeah.
The Pokemon is coming out. They have a new Mario IP. They have obviously Zelda. I think they had a Sonic or something like that too. I mean, they said a bunch of stuff. And so, I mean, they can do that because they have all these IPs and they can create big launch titles.
That's true. But I think what killed the Wii and what killed the Wii U really was the lack of support for these other developers. God damn, I did it again. Lack of support by these like third-party devs, because you cannot sustain a title, a console on first-party software. They made that clear with the Wii U.
Well, they also released shit games for the Wii U.
Well, but that's the problem.
They didn't come out with a launch title for Zelda. They didn't come out with like any sort of. They just went this whole child thing, which is great. But like when you release shit Kirby games and shit Sonic games.
But that's the point, because they only can rely on first party. Only relying on first party developers means you can't have a good. If you put all your eggs into one Kirby basket, so to speak. You don't have the you don't have the ability for a third party to go in like HAL Laboratories and develop a Kirby game. Damn it! Piss. Yay, we did it. Good job. Nice save. Sorry, I got like really focused on that play as I often do. That's a goal. Oh,
Nope.
son of a bitch! Oh, come on! I was so cocky there too. That was my own fault.
Pity.
The game was like, no, not happening.
I got the pity ability. Oh shit. Murphy, you gotta lay down. My dog has come in upstairs because the path was open, and now he's decided to come just.
The Murphster.
Yeah, he's like, I need something. Most likely to go to the bathroom.
So what about like Breath of the Wild? Like, do you think that's gonna first off, I guess, do you think that's gonna launch on the NX or for both platforms?
They already announced it's launching both.
Okay. Do you think that'll have the same problem as Twilight Princess did?
Which is
That it launches on both platforms and one of them is crappy because of the hardware.
I also don't think the dates that it gave for when it was launching, I do not believe they're launching at the same time on both platforms.
Really?
I believe they said it was launching much sooner
On the Wii U?
on the Wii U.
So they're not even, so yet again, there's not really a launch title for it even. It's a port. So
Yes, I do not believe Breath of the Wild is launching
at the same
at the same time on both.
Really?
I do not believe, because their dates, I believe they gave a date for Breath of the Wild as in this year.
I don't know
Sure.
that they have even given a date. I feel like I probably would have.
Shit.
Damn it, Sarah.
Well, they might have said also spring, and they just haven't really talked about NX.
Oh.
Like, if they said it's coming spring, and then the NX is coming in 2017, why would they not say the NX is coming spring as well?
Well, I think that's the problem with the NX is that they haven't even really announced the
Center.
NX.
No one's there.
No one's really there. You can't just center it and not have anyone to center it to.
You know, I tried.
Go. Damn it. Fucking speed power up.
Center.
No one's there!
Adam's there.
Well, he's not playing with us.
Well, you know. If I was trying hard, I also would have said it sooner than I did.
We're not doing great. It's way high. Nice. Nope, not nice. Dang it. So much for that. No. Nice ice ball, whoever had that. Damn it.
Oh, I just iced it again.
Ugh.
Hold on just a second. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure my dog's not doing anything unsavory.
That's okay. The game's over. All right. But yeah, that I'm hesitantly excited about the NX. If it does portable right, it'll be a good thing. If it doesn't, it'll definitely suck.
Those aren't boys and girls. It's just bugging me.
Will be the death of Nintendo, I
just
believe, in the
bugging me.
console market.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, I was just wrapping up the NX.
Right.
talk.
So, other news. How do you feel about Pokemon? Specifically, do you think Pokemon is going too far in the amount of changes they are making in a game that has been pretty consistently the same for the past 20 years?
Hey, leave that other match before you say something. It says you're in an online game. There you go. We've definitely talked about this in another podcast. I guarantee we have.
But we talked about this before the Omega
like a
monster
month
things
ago.
The Ultra. We talked about this before the Ultra Beasts.
I have no fucking clue what is going on in Pokemon anymore. I have no idea. No clue. It is a mystery.
Is there concern? I mean, here's the thing, is that you have a game that has been pretty consistent for 20 years.
Sure.
There's this of 8 gyms, you know.
Yeah, the formula has not changed since Red and Blue.
Same formula.
The game has changed, but the formula has not.
And I was digging the whole, 4 gyms, there's a few different types of things. It felt very Orange League. That was cool.
Yeah.
Then they introduced the whole Z moves or whatever it was, and I was like, okay.
Well, Mega Evolutions were a thing.
Better than Mega Evolutions, because Mega Evolutions were a one-time weird thing. This is a little bit more interesting. It doesn't really change, make or break the game. Not a big deal. Then they go with these, they're not Pokemon.
Yeah, we're not sure what they are.
And there's all these, fan theories if they're actually humans in disguise. And it's just like Pokemon, I feel like you decided, like, guys, we're gonna take this different path. We're gonna try new things,
Right.
like, Zelda, going on the Zelda path of Phantom Hourglass. We're gonna try this new concept. We're gonna see what happens. Not quite a Zelda game, but instead of like stopping, they've just gone off the edge.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? In for a penny, in for a pound. Let's fucking make this shit crazy.
Now, I get this is not Game Freak, right? This is not by the same creators.
Well, it's by the Pokemon Company, right?
It is by the Pokemon Company, but it's not. I guess maybe it is Game Freak still. But it's like.
I mean, it might not be Game Freak in name, but I think the Pokemon Company is still like.
Yeah.
Game Freak. You know, it's still like still the people who are making Pokemon.
But it's just like. As I sit here, I'm kind of like, I was digging it. I was all about the reboot. I was like, this is interesting. It's different enough for me to really get excited for the game again. And now I'm kind of like, is this Pokemon?
Right.
Is this a Pokemon game?
Yeah, like what is going? There's so much going on that I'm not sure.
Suck a dick.
Nice goal. I got an assist on that somehow.
I think you're the last one to touch it.
Yeah, pretty much like right there. Oh, nice bounce. Nice bounce. Nice biggity bounce. But yeah, I have no clue what's going on with Pokemon anymore.
How do you feel about that though? Because it's like, I was getting tired of the old system. I will admit that I did not play X and Y because and neither Black either because it just felt like the same old thing and I was not very happy with how the games, like the Pokemon, were not interesting enough for me to like get passionate about it. Because I remember in Black and White, I was like, oh my gosh, it's a freaking ice cream cone. Like I'm sitting here
they really dipped on the whole designs.
Literally, it was a self-serve of failure, I guess. But it's just like, as I sit there, I'm like kind of like, okay, this is different. Maybe I still want it though. Like, for how different it is, maybe it's what I need, and maybe it's what the game needs. But are we losing Pokemon, the essence of Pokemon now?
I'm with you. Because it's exactly what I'm thinking too of what when you think about like what makes a Pokemon game, 8 gyms, catching Pokemon, etc. Catch them all. That's the concept. How they deliver it, not even the 8 gyms. It's just catch Pokemon. Like that's the name of the game.
And maybe this should have been a different franchise.
I mean, but what other franchise has that kind of?
No, they can make it. Like the Pokemon Company, instead of smacking Pokemon on this, to be like, we're gonna play off Pokemon and get people into this new system that's completely different, but we're gonna still try anyway. And it's just like they could have done a new franchise, kind of like Yo-Yo Watch or whatever, Yokai Watch, Yo-Yo Watch,
Yo-Yo Watch.
Where it's
That's
like
not
it's
the
game.
Same That's thing. Not what it is.
Yeah, but it's like Final Fantasy, where it's like
Crystal
the same
Chronicles.
base mechanic, but at the end of the day, it's a different style of game.
Sure.
That still has the same nods of like Sid and Chocobos and everything.
Right.
But it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of like, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm kind of, they're losing me a little bit with how weird this is now officially getting.
Yeah, it's getting to the weird point. Like I think it's starting to cross that little threshold of odd.
But like that brings my question is like, is this still a Pokemon game?
I think so. I think in the essence it'll still be a Pokemon game. You'll still be going around the world. You'll still be catching Pokemon, but the methods and the story will just be different. The Ultra Beasts are probably gonna end up being Pokemon, but not really Like there's gonna be a whole thing.
People think they're gonna be humans.
Yeah, there could be that, but like you're still gonna fight them with your Pokemon. Like that's still gonna be what's gonna happen.
Maybe it's gonna be like Digimon, where it was season 3. Where they had like the people that could merge.
Well, that was like season 3, and then there was like season. Well, that was not trainers, but the other one, Tamers, which was the season 3. Season 4 was that was the one where they actually became Digimon.
Yeah, the season 3 was just that it was.
Oh, dang it! I almost had that goal there at the end. I turned left instead of right. But yeah, you're right. Like they could do something like that, where they're both Pokemon and human. I don't know. God only knows.
It's just like a weird it's a Ditto that's just consumed their body.
Yeah, or some sort of like mythical beast that like some Pokemon that copies them.
Here's my last thought. My bottom thought is that it's different. It's weird. I'm going to buy it and I'm probably going to play it because it's going to be different enough where I'm actually going to stay interested in the entire time because the mechanics have changed enough. Is it going to feel like a Pokemon experience? Probably not. Is it weird that after 20 years that they're doing this? Yes. But I think I'm still probably going to enjoy it because it's going to be a new experience with the whole Ghost baseline franchise that I grew up on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I think it'll be an exciting change. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna check it out. I buy almost every Pokemon game, it seems like, so why not?
So a shout out to you guys watching this video post podcast, because I know a lot of people do. What are your thoughts? If you're into the Pokemon franchise, continue the conversation in the comments below. Down
there where we put stuff. Yeah, please let us know, because I'm genuinely curious about people's reaction to Pokemon. I feel like I'm kind of in this bubble where all I'm reading is articles about Pokemon, but not really any opinions about Pokemon. So from normal consumers, not Griffin McElroy, who's fucking excited.
And what is Griffin McElroy's thoughts on the new Pokemon?
He's very excited about Pokemon.
Well, okay, so I guess going into more, what about Pokemon Go?
I've been done with Pokemon Go for some time.
Do you think this whole Pokemon Yellow mechanic of friends that you can walk around with,
buddy Pokemon?
Do you think that's going to revive it? I don't think it's going to be revived until they add new Pokemon and add the new mechanics. And they've already said they're not going to add those unless it's an event that brings people together.
Right. Yeah, totally. I think it's either they'll add them in soon just to kind of get people to try and come back, but I think Pokemon Go came and went as quickly as I expected Pokemon Go to.
I mean, when they released with so little features compared to what they promised. Like if they had just included fighting friends with a good system,
battles,
that would have been great because it would have brought in the competition of raising your character's level.
Absolutely.
Gyms were disappointing. I think the Pokemon Go Plus will continue to push the people that are excited about it. It adds a little of those growing pains. It solves those in terms of letting people walk and gain egg tracking bonuses and all that stuff without having your phone on.
Sure.
But
yeah, that is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think that it's going to really take off. I think it's going to go in waves. When they release new generations of Pokemon, when they release new features, a bunch of people are going to hop back in and play, kind of like how I did with Fallout Shelter, and then they're going to get bored and stop. That's
pretty much
the life cycle of a mobile game.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it got too much hype, though.
It did. Oh, it exploded. I think the popularity of it. I mean, there's still people playing it today. I mean, my fucking fiance still plays it. We were walking around Chicago last weekend. She's got Pokemon Go out. It's like people are still playing it, but not to the degree. I think they said they lost 79% of their active users, as of the last number we heard.
As we know with, it was the most widely played game, but as we know with No Man's Sky, even 1% is a shit ton of players.
There's a lot of people.
At the end of the day, so.
So yeah, that's pretty much most of the news I had. Was there anything other newsy-wise before we start talking about our feelings?
Did you hear about Death Stranding? That news that dropped today or yesterday?
That it's an open world game?
Cooperative.
That's the only thing that's been announced about it.
That was on Kotaku. But still, we don't know anything about the game, but I like his line, Kojima's line of basically saying, he's aiming for a new type. Yeah. He's basically, he wants to offer the next step, the future of gaming, which it will have action and combative elements, but he wants the game to create links, strands as
between people,
between players, instead of just having them try to knock each other down. Yeah. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Is that your boy Brian? You know him? Oh no, Ashcroft. I wasn't sure if it was him. But yeah, that's interesting. I always take open world with a grain of salt, as a true open world is, I think, impossible to achieve based on the standards we have. But hey, that was news.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we don't even know what it is. It's another one of those Kojima mysteries. We won't see that game for, I'm going to say 4 years at least. 5 years probably. It's reasonable. Mm-hmm. So 2021, Death Stranding. Mark my words.
So the last one I saw that kind of dropped down. Well, there's two things. The Last Guardian got delayed again.
Of course it did.
A lot of people are upset about that. Only a month delay, but it is a delay nonetheless. It's honestly, that made me think, basically developers are being very honest and upfront because the internet is very mean if a game releases with bugs. They are very brutal. We saw that with Unity, that developers are very comfortable now delaying games.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I think we've mentioned this months and months and months ago. I would rather have a game delayed and release completely than have it come out with, a massive day 5 patch, for example, to fix all the issues.
Or day 1.
Not even day 1 patch. There's a lot of games that come out that like get fixed the second week.
But I mean,
that needs to stop.
For example, Final Fantasy 15, they don't want to do a day 1 patch, so that's why they delayed.
Yeah, even the day 1 patch is like, it's only marginally more acceptable than releasing an incomplete game.
And those are 2 games, actually, The Last Guardian and Final Fantasy, that we've been waiting 10 years for that had a last-minute delay.
That is true.
But that's game dev. I mean, the thing is about this is that there's no really secret games anymore. And as a result, we see games with these promises and features. Game development is a constant work of, even when it goes gold, they're dealing with bugs and patches and everything before it goes out. Yeah. So,
and especially these games that have been in development for a long time, I'm sure these have gone through multiple like rewrites and reproductions. I'm sure the Final Fantasy we're seeing today is not the Final Fantasy that was around 5 years ago.
Oh no,
4 years ago.
It's not the Final Fantasy we were promised 10 years ago.
Right. I think that's my point. Is like games can change so much and be rewritten so many times in these amount of time that,
Well, they destroyed a character. They took out a character a year ago.
Oh, that's right.
They're like, yeah, we're not. This character did not get a lot of good response, and that's the problem when you show games early on, is that you kind of have to have that like subject to change at the bottom of every single thing. Absolutely. Because it's the likelihood of things like Horizon Zero Dawn. The reason why they keep showing us the same thing is they probably are like, this is the only thing we know which is going to be in this game.
Sure.
So.
Sure.
Yeah.
So wrapping up here, we're edging on our hour, sort of. We're getting there, getting close. 52 minutes. What have you been playing? What have you been doing? What's up? What's up in the world of Sarah? As I like to say.
I've been playing Rocket League.
Like today?
Yeah, I'm playing Rocket League right now.
Yeah, that's it? That's all you've been doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a callback to our joke at the beginning of this podcast.
I forgot at the beginning of the podcast.
It was me saying I'm playing Rocket League when you were asking me about things I was doing before. I was just joking about stuff.
I was going to say, 50 minutes have gone. Oh, I was just about to start another game.
Nope, I walked away. I've been playing RimWorld.
RimWorld.
Yes.
Excellent game.
I was busy this weekend, but I've been doing a lot of golf. We were both, golf with your friends.
Both traveling this weekend, unfortunately.
Yeah, golf with your friends.
Yep. A lot of that.
It was a good game.
Are you a handheld travel person? Like, do you handle a lot when you travel?
I used to. I need new handheld games. I was gonna play some Harvest Moon, but I didn't really get a chance to play.
Okay.
Because I get really stressed on flights, so it's easier for me not to do that.
I see.
And also, when I flew the red eye back pretty much, so I was basically sleeping on my flight back. So I didn't really do a lot of handhelds. But when I'm like at conventions and stuff, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The reason I asked, I was traveling this weekend as well, but I brought my 3DS, and that's probably the only time my 3DS gets playtime now. I'm now trying to burn through Pokemon Yellow for nostalgia purposes and for Pokemon catching purposes. But yeah, like I travel handheldy, which is why I asked.
So you purchased the Pokemon Yellow?
I did. I had some money left on my Nintendo wallet from some other purchase, probably Fire Emblem, I would imagine. So it's the last thing I bought on there. So I picked up yellow version, so I could get all the starters and transfer them with Pokemon Bank.
Oh shit! What's up?
Yeah. Why is that? That was just a weird goal. I want to try and catch all the Pokemon in a game for the first time. So
I played some Brawlhalla again as well. Played that a few days ago. I need to get back into that. There are way too many new legends.
I am friggin' awful at it. I picked it up I picked up sometime last week just to play a game, and holy shit, I'm bad. Like, I'm really bad. I used to be. Remember when we were good at it? Or like we were like really good, and then all of a sudden,
no one else played.
Yeah, and then everyone started playing, and we started sucking. That's how about where I'm at right now. I want to go back to where I was like I dominated that game, but it'll never be the case. Never be the case.
I know. I started watching some of their competitive stuff too.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
And because they just finished their last run of the actual qualifiers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I was looking at their boards, and I was like, I could never do that. Like,
no.
I don't know. Like my brain doesn't function in a way. Like I'm sure it could if I focused on one game, but my brain does not function in a way to be able to pull off the moves and reactions that people like this have. So it's just like
yeah. And it's
just
so
one of
much
those
it's so
things.
much twitchier than like a even I'm like so looking at it from like a commentating point of view. Like when I watch a lot of these like competitive ones, I'm mostly listening to like what the commentators are saying.
Oh, so you get to listen to Sparky all the time.
Pretty much, because they like but they throw out like terms and
Oh,
like,
Sare, Nair, Dare.
like that stuff, and also like what is going like they help process. I think for a lot of these games I'm not as super familiar with and competitive with, they help me process like what the hell I'm seeing. Which is most of the time what they're for me is what's awesome about them. So, but it's crazy because I'm used to watching like sports where I can follow the commentating, but with these with this competitive gaming, it's so fast and so reactive, especially with fighting games like Brawlhalla, that it's like 10 frames and 60 different things happen that they have to explain. So it's been pretty cool to watch. I've been watching along a lot of those competitive things too. So it's been really cool to see. It's a different world. I've never really experienced that world.
Yeah, I mean that's something
The fighting game world.
Well, in general, I don't watch a lot of competitive esports.
Yeah.
And it's fun to get into if you have the time to focus on it. Like it's exciting. But I mean I played a little bit of that again. Playing the new Legends. So trying to get a feel for that, but
cool.
That's about what I've been doing.
Yeah, I've been back in Factorio and World of Warcraft and Pokemon. Yeah. It's pretty much
RimWorld.
RimWorld is a lot of fun, but very, very brutal. Maybe we'll do I'll jump on it if we do streaming it or anything. I'll jump on and chat.
Very slow. I'm very slow with it too.
That's okay. That's all right.
I'm actually gonna start playing again.
Do they have multiplayer? Does that have multiplayer?
I don't think so. Can I settle in the ocean? I should settle in the ocean.
I've never tried. I don't think you'll be able to. I actually don't even know. Like, I think water's useless in the game.
You cannot land in the biome ocean. Is it? Because I was next to it. The only good thing water has is it makes fertile land.
Oh, is that it?
Mm-hmm. I think, I don't think you can fish in it.
Oh, well. There's no use for me then. So, yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it for us, I think, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. Well, we'll be producing video content, obviously, daily glitches for the rest of the week. If you aren't familiar with our stuff, go to youtube.com/glitchfeed or glitchfeed.com and check out our channel. Check out all of our videos, our daily glitch series, our preview series. Like I mentioned before, depending on how news looks on Friday, we might do a feature on For Honor, the For Honor Alpha, if everything cooperates. Which means I'm doing the daily that day, and if the news is slow, I will find a cop-out as quickly as possible.
Which tends to be the case.
God, Fridays suck. Fridays are the worst day.
Mondays are pretty bad too.
Mondays, you can like inherit stuff from the weekend that might have happened, but
there's very little that happens on the weekend.
Yeah, like Fridays and Mondays, not great. Not a great day. Not great days to do stuff. Anyways, so definitely check out our content if you haven't already. Follow us on Twitter @GlitchFeed for kind of updates when our videos go out, and sometimes we post news there. Also follow us individually. That's Sarah as @Dialisi and Troy @Tferio. Sarah's is much more interesting than my Twitter feed.
Troy just makes fun of me on his Twitter feed. So if you want to see him drop those sick burns,
not directly. Like only one or two burns. Well, I have a low burn per minute. Very low BPM. It's burns per minute.
Average temperature 50s.
So
I may have started playing RimWorld.
I can tell you started playing RimWorld. All right, we'll catch you guys next week. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe in the video below if you want to see more information. Head over to youtube.com/glitchfeed for more stuff. Bye. Bye, guys.
Later.
Bye. Later. Stop streaming.